All right. Think we're going. Yep, we're going. All right. Get things set up. Damn it. Dun. Da da da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Gotta put the mic down again. I gotta start making thumbnails for these things. All right, boom. That links out. Let me see this. Turn my stream off in the background. No concurrent. All right. Getting a little bit faster at getting things set up around here. I'm enjoying that. Oh yeah, I love all the little filters you can put on the microphone so that you're not like grunting and coughing and clearing your throat and inhaling deeply into the microphone. All right, I got to hold this here. Got to hold this here. Not ahead of the mic. This part. Cuz it's cardioid. I got a thingy. Ignore phone right now. For the moment. I would wait for people to come in, but you know, whatever. I don't wanna wait for people to come in. No, you know. We can wait at least a second. It says here that my stream's current bitrate is below 0. I don't know what that means. So whatever. You know what? We're just going to get into it. Okay, here we go. 3 minutes is enough time of setup. All right. My little giggle. I noticed I've been doing that a lot. Now that I'm watching these videos, that I do that little giggle sometimes. I hope it's not annoying. All right, the first thing that we're going to watch is a forklift warehouse fails, because for some reason those are funny to me. I mean, I've driven forklifts in my previous occupations, and I've just seen a lot of like almost incidents. So like seeing videos of like incidents is really intense, especially because like these machines are huge. And it's one of the first things that they teach you when you're trying to drive them is that like this is a giant machine, and you know, it's pretty easy for you to kill somebody in one of these things. You know? Don't ever forget that. It's very, very easy to kill these things. Or to kill in these things. They're massive. They swing around like on a dime because you kind of have that swivel motion that they do. And it's just super easy to like be spinning around and you don't notice somebody behind you, and next thing you know, you're crushing some poor soul's ankles. All right, but here we go. Let me see. Warehouse. Forklift warehouse fails is the name of the video. I've got these way more set up than I usually do, so it's actually going to be pretty like fluent stream. There. Sounds medical. Anyway. Oh, I'm wearing my glasses. I didn't even notice that. Jesus. All right, here we go. Fails. This is one of the most common things that'll end up happening. Is, oh my God, Jesus Christ! That That escalated quickly. It looks like he didn't even bump it that hard. Like, it looks like, Oh! Oh, you know what it is? This back part of the cage here must have hit, like, one of the supporting, like, beams in the center of the shelf. Like, this beam right here is right here. So it probably knocked it off just enough for, like, all this. This is so much stuff on these shelves, too. Honestly, I've been in a few warehouses, and this is not the norm for how full these shelves are. Usually they keep spacing, like they try to keep spaces between so that it's not like at maximum capacity at all times, because this is what happens. Just crash, and then everything dominoes all the way to the back. This whole warehouse is fucked. This has got to be. I wish I could get like a dollar amount of damage that's happening right now. That would be pretty cool to get, like, how many hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars this is. I would assume this is millions. Like, this looks like enough shit to be millions of dollars. I don't know how they're getting him out of here. I hope he's okay. I think he might be okay because he has a cage. Like, some of them don't have cages. Like, it's just an open top. And usually that's the person who bought the forklift is like, whatever with the cage, I'm just going to put on. I'm not going to put it on. You know what I mean? I have it. I'm not going to put it on because it's extra work to do. So. All right, here's another one. This is another scenario that you run into a lot, which is that you're carrying something that's wider than your forklift, and you look at a little space and you're like, yeah, you eyeball it and you go, yeah, I'll make it. I can make it through that. That's easy enough. Again! Oh, man, he jumped out. That's not what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to jump out of the forklift, because the forklift can take way more damage than you can. So,
hey!
Oh, whoa, okay, this one has sound. Oh no! Oh, it's water! Oh man, look at it just teetering. You try to lift it back up. I mean, that's all you can do is try to correct.
No way.
Here we go. This looks like it's inside like an actual store, like a Home Depot or something like that.
There's no way that's staying up there.
Oh. Capital observation from a bystander here. Been there, buddy. Been there. Oh boy. Oh. Oh, no. He tried. He tried to save it so bad. That's another thing in warehouses for like safety shit. They will tell you, just let it fall. Like, if you're in the position where you're holding something up and suddenly it's like out of your control, tipping over, just let it fall. You're not saving it. It's going to throw you. It's going to crush you. It's going to do something to mess you up if you try to catch it. So just let it fall. And this guy kind of just had to make that call too. It was like, nah, I'm not getting dragged off of this truck by a case of Fiji water, or at least what I assume is Fiji water. I don't know. That's my best guess. Anybody have any better guesses? Put it in the comments. Oh, and don't forget to like up the stream, you guys. Like up and share and subscribe, all that good stuff. Top shelf. Humans are such like animals. We're such apes when we get down to like big thing falling. Ah, yeah! Like big thing fell and hit the ground hard. I don't know. I'm not above this either. Like I do this 100%. I have seen a singular box fall off of like a 4th story shelf, and I just sat there eagerly awaiting like a toddler for it to fall and hit the ground. So I'm not like above watching heavy things hit the floor. Okay. I'm I'm not saying this from a place of judgment. You know, it's from a place of solidarity. All right. Oh, jeez, this one's loud. Oh my lord. Ah, I'm so afraid of doing that. Because the warehouse I'm currently in has these like big bay doors, these garage doors like this. And so I'm afraid of even like seeing this, because then you gotta help. But yeah. Oh no. Man, it really shook it. It shook him out of the machine when he hit the floor like that. It shook him out of it. One more time. Sorry. It's not that. It's tragic. Whatever.
Go put your hand on there.
At least it sounded light. It didn't have that much of a thud to it. Oh boy. Swinging really hard with those pallets there, bud. He's zooming around. You never want to be zooming around on those things. You want to like take it a little slow. Oh boy. See, he's whipping around. Oh, he's on a wet floor. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, see, this is what I'm talking about, though. You know, this is what I'm talking about right here, is that you can be just unaware for a few seconds, and that's all it takes to, like, swing around and just hit somebody right on the back, break a hip on somebody, something. I'm pretty loud today in the mic, but sometimes it's like not as loud as I want it to be when I hear it on playback. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that's doing anything to anybody as far as headphones go. All right. I kind of want to go more into this video, but I mean, like, forget it. There was definitely some news stuff that I wanted to cover, just because some of my favorite podcasts are covering it as well, and I have not watched their take on it yet. I guess apparently there was a music festival called Astroworld, and at this festival, Travis Scott was playing one of their stages. And I guess there was just this huge crowd of people that just stormed in to go see the Travis Scott show and just trampled people. People were getting run over by this mob. And I just heard a whole lot of horrifying shit about it. 8 people have died, apparently. Apparently, yeah, 8 people have died. And so to my friend who posted that joke, I wouldn't be caught dead at a Travis Scott concert. Shame on you. Shame. This was when it first happened, so he didn't know. But he didn't know about the 8 people. But yeah, now that he did also preemptively apologize for the joke. So, you know, you can take that at whatever face value that you want. Here you go. Let me get this story up. Okay. While a countdown clock to Travis Scott's performance ticked away, it got harder to breathe Friday as people packed into the Astroworld Festival in Houston. Some in the crowd told CNN. Once the concert started, cries for help went unheard as the music roared. They passed out, and they were on the ground and basically getting trampled, and no one would pick them up, concertgoer Bill Nasser told CNN on Monday. There was just too many people there. It was overcrowded. The way the barricades were set up had people trapped in. It was a death trap. At least 18 lawsuits have been filed through Tuesday after the crowd surge that left 8 people dead and dozens more injured. And Scott, the rapper who headlined and organized the festival, will no longer perform at this weekday's N Vegas that Nevada events organizers announced. One of the severely hurt Friday was a 9-year-old boy who's in a medically induced coma, his grandfather said. 5 of the injured were in intensive care Monday, Houston's fire chief said. Oh man, a 9-year-old boy. Jesus. I wonder was he a fan, or like someone bring him? Because I feel like they should be held responsible for his injuries. Investigators are working to determine all possible causes of death and injuries to concertgoers, including whether a batch of counterfeit pills, possibly laced with fentanyl, played a role. At these like big shows where you got a whole crowd of people, people are gonna be doing stuff like that. Like I've seen some crazy shit at concerts where it's like people take advantage of the fact that even if they get seen doing some shady shit in the crowd, they you got a whole crowd of people to get to before you get to them. So they count on that and rely on that in a weird way, and they do their thing in the middle of the crowd. Sometimes it's as innocuous as like, oh, I'm just gonna hit this vape pen really quickly. There's no e-cigs allowed in the venue, guys, but I'm just right in the middle of the crowd, so I'm just gonna hit this e-cig really quick, to all the way to like, oh man, this guy behind me is like hitting a joint laced with PCP. Now he's on the ground seizing. Oh boy, we got a Caesar. CNN is reaching out to authorities for comment regarding the Wall Street Journal's reporting. Toxicology reports will have a key part in helping assess what happened, Harris County Judge Lena Hidalgo said Monday. That's going to take weeks, she said. There's a lot of evidence of drug use. Could that have been a part of it? It's hard for these families to grieve without answers. I mean, as much as I'm sure that I'm sure that drugs played a part in some of these people's deaths, I saw a video of a guy like seizing on the ground and like just seizing up, and that could have been just from like an extreme anxiety attack. He just got trampled or something like that. But I mean, drugs could have absolutely exacerbated any condition that he was already in, any state of shock that he was already in. But from what I can see in a lot of these videos, I'm going to read more in just a second, but from what I can see in a lot of these videos, there was a huge part played in the event staff's own negligence. Like, I saw a video of a woman getting up on stage, pointing out people in the audience, and they were just like, get off the stage, we're ignoring this, you're just another crazy fan who's trying to get up on stage. But they were pointing people out. They were pointing people out in the crowd, and they were just getting ignored. The concert went on. And you see, there are videos making the rounds now of like other performers who stopped the concert to check on fans that were injured. One in particular that I kind of liked was an artist that I don't even know that well, Lil Pump. And he got off, like, stopped the whole concert, went backstage, checked on the guy, like, checked with medics, like, is he gonna be okay? Like, all right, cool, I'll cover this, whatever. But I mean, man, he like to just kind of continue the show when there's people like being what later would be found out to be dead people being dragged out of this concert. That's just nuts that it just kind of went on. I mean, it's easy to see how that could happen because it's a big loud event, but I mean, still, man, it seems like there was a lot of event staff negligence on this. At least 18 lawsuits related to the festival have been filed by Monday evening in Harris County District in Texas. Event organizer Live Nation Entertainment was named as a defendant in all but one of the suits, while Scott was named in most. I don't think that's Travis Scott's fault, though. Like the event staff, I kind of get, like the people in charge of that shit. But I mean, like, he's just making a concert. Like, I mean, people. He's not responsible for like how other people are gonna act in the crowd, unless he like instructed it. Like, it's like, everybody rush to the front of the stage right now. I don't care who's in your way. Trample him if you have to. Like, if that's the case, sure, then Travis Scott's just as culpable in all this. But I mean, yeah, Live Nation Entertainment seems like it should be the prime defendant. Other people and organizations involved in the concert include NRG Stadium, as well as an actor and musician, Drake. were named in at least one of this. Why Drake? What? Was he like a headliner? The lawsuit in which Drake is named accuses him of helping to incite the crowd as the surprise guest alongside Scott, both of whom stayed on stage as the crowd became out of control. Oh, so he was on the stage. Okay. That makes more sense that he's in there. I mean, like, both of them aren't like I don't know. I feel like the guys performing are not responsible when like some shit like that goes down. And I know that it's not like possible to find the people specifically that trample them. Maybe it is, I don't know. But it doesn't seem like it's the easiest thing for the cops to do or for any kind of investigative team to do, is to find the exact person that trampled these people. So yeah, it does make sense to just kind of be like, hey, you're responsible for this event. You're supposed to be putting on a safe show for everybody. This is unacceptable. You can't be running things this way. You need to be penalized. I feel like that's just how we're supposed to be doing that. Hey, surprise guest. My heart. Drake posted on social media, "My heart is broken for the families and friends of those who lost their lives, and for anyone who is suffering. I will continue to pray for all of them, and will be of service in any way I can." So he's probably gonna have like some GoFundMe's going, some like charity things going for these families. Scott tweeted on Saturday, "I am absolutely devastated by what took place last night. My prayers go out to the families and all those impacted by what happened in Astroworld Festival." All right. I mean, I kind of thought he was being aloof about the whole thing because I hadn't seen any of his personal comments. But you know, it's totally possible that he didn't even know what was going on. Like, they got like the performers. That's another thing. They got lights on their face. They got all kinds of things going on. They have choreography that they're just committed to memory at this point. Like, I mean, they don't know what's going on in the crowd with 100% certainty. If somebody faints, it's not up to them to be like, everybody stop, and then rush out into the fucking crowd and be like, hey, like, you know, it's like, doctor, give me 20 cc's of Sumasol stat. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just not their job. Show continued during crowd surge. Scott will cover all funeral costs for those who were killed, according to a statement Monday from a representative. That's good of him. Travis remains in active conversations with the city of Houston, law enforcement, and local first responders to respectfully and appropriately connect with the individuals and families of those involved. The statement reads, "These are the first of many steps Travis plans on taking as a part of his personal vow to assist those affected throughout their grieving and recovery process." That's good of him. I mean, you know, it's not his fault, but I suppose it's good. This is not a nice way to think, but it's good publicity for him to take on the funeral costs. You know what I mean? Like, it looks good for his image. All right. I just wanted to cover that really quick because a lot of the shows that I watch, they do that. Scott pleaded to disorderly conduct in Arkansas in 2018. Okay, whatever. I don't care about that. I don't care about old stuff that happened like that. All right. So that was one thing that I wanted to cover. Here's another thing that I wanted to cover because I personally enjoy stories like this. I don't know how many of you are aware of the Satanic Temple as like a legal entity, but this actually does go into it. Here we go. Texas's controversial anti-abortion law, known as the Heartbeat Bill, went into effect at midnight on September 1st, 2021. Less than 24 hours later, the U.S. Supreme Court declared it would not block the law. In response to Satanic Temple, a non-theistic group that has been recognized by the IRS as a religion, announced that it would fight back by invoking the Religious Freedom Restoration, or RFRA, to demand exemption from abortion restrictions on religious grounds. RFRA laws, which came into effect in 1993, restrict the government's ability to burden religious practices. So, the Satanic Temple does this a lot when it comes to religious freedom stuff. When schools in certain southern states started allowing churches to like peddle Bibles and stuff like that outside of public schools, the Satanic Temple would go and give out satanic coloring books. Now, they're not religious. They're specifically like Well, I mean, like, obviously they'll call themselves religious, but I mean, they seem like they specifically use it so that they can help people benefit in these more conservative areas by taking advantage of the religious freedom laws for themselves. There's a few times where their entire deal is just, hey, we just want to show the ridiculousness of these laws, and show that how they do favor a certain religion, because it's like, hey, we want to do this, but you don't want us to do this. Well, then you shouldn't be able to do it either, or we can both do it. But you can't just say only Christianity is allowed to be, publicly available. Like the Heartbeat Bill itself, the Satanic Temple's efforts to circumvent abortion restrictions on religious grounds involve a creative and complicated legal strategy. As a scholar who studies the ways in which the Satanic Temple's provocations affect public debate about religious freedom, I'm sorry I'm having such a hard time reading today. I anticipate their latest legal argument will challenge some assumptions about RFRA and the freedoms it was designed to protect. The Heartbeat Bill. The Heartbeat Bill, all right. In the pivotal 1973 abortion case, Roe v. Wade and Planned Parenthood versus Casey in 1992, the Supreme Court established that abortion is a constitutional right. However, states can still pass laws that severely restrict access to abortion. The question is, how severely? And, states do this all the time with all kinds of things, like gun laws, marijuana laws, how they choose to enforce drug enforcement, like how they choose to act in drug enforcement. Texas's new law was designed to effectively shut down all abortion while protecting the state from judicial review. First, the bill bans abortion after 6 weeks, the point at which the Texas lawmakers claim a fetus's heartbeat can be detected. Most women are not aware they are pregnant before 6 weeks, and Texas abortion providers estimate 85% of abortions in the state are performed after this period. Second, the law allows anyone to sue those they can accuse of aiding and abetting an abortion for U.S. $10,000. Why'd they put U.S.? It's probably a foreign thing. For $10,000. Critics of the law claim this is an intimidation tactic designed to threaten the clinics with so much potential liability that legal abortion becomes impossible. All right. But outsourcing enforcement to the public is also intended to protect the state. Proponents of the bill claim that since no state officials enforcing the law, abortion providers have no one to sue. Then there's the Religious Freedom of Restoration Act. The Religious Freedom Act, Restoration Act, allows for a lot of things that the reason that people want it, or at least lawmakers want it, is because they realize that in a country like the United States, where the majority of the population is some kind of Judeo-Christian, more than likely the people that are going to take advantage of those laws are going to be in line with their own politics, and therefore they don't have to worry about it. But that's kind of where the Satanic Temple comes in. They do all kinds of things, whether they're major like this or minor. Like there's a park near my mom's house, and they put up a nativity scene every year, but it's a public park. So every year, the Satanic Temple also sets up this giant pentagram with a goat skull in the middle, and it's a Yule. It's supposed to be like a Yule thing. And whenever they set it up, I always take pictures of it, and I always like gush about it. And my mom gets really mad at me because she thinks it's like, oh man, so you're a Satanist now? That's what you are. That's what you are. You're a Satanist now. And I'm like, no. I understand how they're doing this to troll the religious establishment in the southern states, because there is a huge foothold that they have in there, being so intertwined with the government. And, obviously they can't say, hey, these are religious laws that we're making. We're simply making it more available for religious people to express their beliefs. And that's all well and fine, but you can't say, oh, these people aren't really religious, or we are really religious because of X, Y, and Z. It's all subjective. Belief is a subjective thing, and you can't tell these people that they can't do these things in the name of the RFRA, unless you want to do away with the RFRA altogether. But you don't want to do that because of the fact that that allows the religious right in this country to keep their grubby little fingers in everybody's business. And then they want to cry about things like the mask mandates and things like that, where it's like, hey, the government is overreaching. And it's like, you're fine with government overreach until it affects you. So I have no sympathy about the mask thing or this satanic temple thing. Like, I mean, if anything, this is a weirdly symbiotic relationship between the two. The southern states get to say, oh, we're against abortion, and the satanic temple gets to say, well, the people that are for abortion in your state still get to have it. So everybody kind of gets to be pious in their own way. You know, obviously I don't agree with the restriction on abortion. I believe abortion should just be like any other medical procedures. You should just be able to go in, get it, get out without any kind of judgment or foresight or thought. Like, you know what I mean? But that's not where we are. So things like this have to exist, which is why I'm glad that they exist, because they give that secondary option for people who don't have any other choice. All right, that's all I wanted to talk about that. Where are we at? 30 minutes? 30 minutes ain't bad. And you know what? I don't mind, like, cutting it here, I suppose. You know, no, I mean, we can watch something else. No, you know what? I'll save it for the next stream. I'll save what I'm wanting to do with the next stream. I kind of like how I ended this one. Anyway, guys, Dick Rickles here, for my, I want to say, not daily, semi-daily, bi-daily. I want to start making more consistent content on here. And I'm fine with doing that. It's just that I'm not a very scheduled person. So all I can promise you guys is that you guys are not going to go 3 days without a video on here from now on. So, like, even if I miss a show on Wednesday, you know, you'll still have one by Friday. Even if I miss a show on Friday, you'll still have one by Monday. You know what I mean? Like, I'll try my very best to make sure that there's always something on here for you guys to watch. My wife, who goes by Stone, and Denki Nasu on here on YouTube, she wants to help with some videos on the channel again like she did before. Looking forward to that. I love having any kind of conversation with her. So don't forget to like up the stream, share with your friends, subscribe, so you can see when we go live next time. And I'll see you guys in the next one. All right. Love yourself and each other. And I love you. Mwah.